Do you sometimes feel like you want to create art, but you just can't bring yourself to do it? I know I do sometimes. Even as a professional artist with 10 years of working experience, this still happens to me sometimes. Now, this is a really common struggle among artists across the board, no matter age and level of experience, and I believe it's perfectly normal. So let's talk about this issue, and most importantly, what can we do to stay creative when we struggle to draw anything at all? Hello, my name is Alex, and for a number of reasons I've been low on energy lately. I've very much had the will to create art, I've had the time for it too, but I just haven't had the energy. And that's a very frustrating state, really wanting to create art but not being able to. And that's exactly what I want to explore in this video. I want to talk about the many different reasons that we can find ourselves in this situation to begin with. And I want to talk about what we can do to help ourselves in each of these cases. So here are 5 reasons we may struggle to create art and 5 ways we can help ourselves back to creativity. I believe that a major contributing factor to why we sometimes find ourselves unable to create art is that we live in a world that moves really fast and puts an enormous amount of pressure on people in all these different areas of our lives. I don't believe it's realistic to expect that every day you're going to be at work or at school for hours and hours and then just get home and step into your most energetic, creative self and get right to pushing out amazing pieces of art. Do you think that sounds realistic? Looking at the images we are presented through social media, I know that it can seem like many or even most artists are just out there creating amazing masterpieces one after another every day as if they are exempt from all these other duties in life. But let me tell you, for most of us, that is not the case. I've been drawing since the day I could hold a pen, and I've been a professional artist for 10 years, and even though I'm privileged enough to work with something that I love, I still find that life can be a difficult puzzle that sometimes leaves too little time for creating my own personal art. Because at the end of the day, when I'm at work, I'm not creating my art for me, I'm creating somebody else's art for them. And even though it might not seem like a big difference, I can tell you that it really is. At least it is for me. The point I'm trying to make is that there are 2 conflicting sides here. There's the reality in which most of us have to work and eat and take care of various responsibilities. And then there's the image presented to us by social media, in which all these artists appear to be lounging around in their studios, being creative and inspired all day, every day. But believe me when I say that that's not reality. Not for me, nor is it the reality for the many professional artists I've known throughout the years. So, considering everything I've said so far, is there even any wonder we're all a bit tired sometimes? Is there even any wonder we aren't always at our creative peak, pushing out amazing art every day? I don't believe it is. I don't believe anyone is their best, most creative self all the time. We all need to rest, probably even more than many of us allow ourselves. And that leads me to my first point in this video. Life is hard and busy, and it's okay to choose rest. You don't have to create art if you don't have the energy. That's not a failure, that's the responsible thing to do sometimes. I also want to make it clear to anyone listening who might be struggling with any kind of mental health issue or physical limitation that you, more than anyone, need to give yourself space and not apply any additional pressure. If you feel like creating art is helping you unwind and recharge, on the other hand, then it's probably a good thing for you to do. Just listen to yourself, be kind, and avoid any unnecessary pressure. Most of us have probably heard of a little something known as an art block. I'm actually planning to do an entire video on this topic sometime in the future, so do let me know in the comments if this sounds interesting to you, and I'll push the topic to the front of my list. In this video though, I won't be going into depth about art blocks, but I did want to mention it because it can be a major reason as to why you are struggling to create art. If this feels like you, then chances are that there's something a bit more complex going on for you beneath the surface, and my advice would be to take a closer look at those feelings and try to figure out what's actually going on there. You could try journaling about it, or maybe vent to a trusted friend who also understands creative struggles. Ask yourself questions about specifically why you can't paint. Are you burnt out? Do you feel disheartened? Do you have no inspiration? Or do you feel like you constantly need to do better than the last time? Do you have low confidence or no confidence in your artistic abilities? These are all really heavy questions, so don't push yourself too hard when you start looking into it. You may need to pause, revisit the questions, and ask yourself the same thing more than once. But hopefully, in time, you'll uncover some kind of clue as to what is causing your art block. When you know what's causing it, you can make an informed decision about how to improve things for yourself. There can also be purely practical issues that can get in the way of us creating art. A common issue for me personally is simply the hassle of having to take out art supplies and then put them back where they belong after I'm done with them. So a way that I get around this issue is to keep at least one thing very accessible in my regular haunts around the house. For example, I have a sketchbook and a fountain pen that live on my couch table so that when I'm winding down by the TV, I can just grab my sketchbook and start drawing if I feel like it. For the same reasons, I've also had to think long and hard about my studio setup and make it as user-friendly as possible. I've managed to figure out a way to have both my digital setup and my traditional art supplies in the same place. I literally just have to turn around in my office chair to access one or the other. And that really works wonders for me by removing unnecessary obstacles. So that's my third piece of advice. Make it as easy as humanly possible for yourself to be creative when you get that itch. You don't want to waste your precious time or energy on clearing a table and having to bring out your art supplies from the various nooks and crannies where you store them around your house. My fourth point is kind of an unexpected one. Throughout my career, I've noticed that so many artists I've worked with have had at least one other creative hobby besides art. You might be surprised to hear how often I learn that a fellow artist is in a band, or produce digital music, or crochet, or write, or make jewelry and sell it online. It's always a lot of fun to learn about this other side of my fellow artists. And I have a bunch of other creative interests myself. Besides art, I'm also highly passionate about writing, crafting, sewing, and music. And that's not even the whole list. It actually keeps on growing all the time. So why am I bringing this up? Well, consider this. Somebody who drives a bus for a living is not very likely to get home after a long day at work and feel incredibly excited and motivated about getting into yet another bus and continuing to drive for the rest of the day, just for funsies. You get tired, you need a break, and you need some variety. The same is true for artists. If you spend 8 hours at work creating art, you are going to be artistically tired by the end of the workday. You are also likely going to need to rest your wrist, your shoulder, your back, and your neck. Personally, I haven't heard a lot of artists talk about this here on YouTube, but work-related injuries for artists are extremely common, and if you aren't careful, you can end up with some really painful and difficult injuries that in severe cases can make it physically impossible for you to draw for an extended period of time. So it's incredibly important for professional artists in particular to rest after a full day of work. Which leads me back to the topic of multiple creative hobbies. As a full-time artist, you may be artistically exhausted after work, but you may still have that creative itch of creating something of your choice for you. And that's the strength of having multiple creative hobbies. It can be incredibly rewarding to express yourself and use your creativity for something more than just art. So if you find yourself wanting to be creative, but you just can't get yourself to draw, consider exploring other creative interests. They can actually help you a lot with your art too by simply offering a fresh perspective and new ideas. My fifth and final point today relates to all of you who aren't dealing with an art block or any kind of mental or physical health issue. If you're just low on energy, you kind of need to rest, but you also really want to create art, then I recommend that you try doing what you've seen me do here today. If you want to learn more about the specific technique I'm using, you can check out this video right here. But what I'm specifically referring to here isn't a technique. It's about finding a good compromise for yourself. My specific problem was that I was really low on energy, but I had this serious creative itch that just wouldn't let me rest properly. So I made the decision to set aside just 30 minutes to do a single sketch. I brought out some of my favorite low-effort art supplies and drew something that was very much within my comfort zone. I selected a photo from last fall as my reference, and then I just allowed myself to scribble. The subject didn't matter, the outcome didn't matter. The only thing that mattered was that I'd found a way to be creative despite struggling with low energy. And after those 30 minutes had passed and the sketch was done, then I could rest for the remaining hours of that day without that persistent creative itch getting in the way. So if you go with this option, then I suggest you draw something in the comfiest part of your comfort zone. Draw something you've drawn 100 times before, or draw the same thing over and over. Remember, The point is not to create a masterpiece. The point is not to be better than we were yesterday. The point is simply to put pen to paper and scratch that creative itch. And do try to avoid comparing yourself to other people and other pieces you've created in the past. As much as you're able to, drop the expectations and don't get into any negative self-talk. You're doing what you can and you are good enough. I hope this video was helpful and encouraging and that you now have some new ideas to try for those days when you struggle to create art. This is a very important topic and there's a lot more to be said about it. I plan to cover similar topics in future videos and I'd love to hear about your experience. What do you struggle with creatively? What things would you like to do or learn but you just can't get around to it? How do these struggles affect you? You can share as much or as little as you feel comfortable with in the comments. Thank you for watching all the way until the end. Please give this video a like before you leave and consider subscribing to my channel. I share content aimed to inspire and educate artists like yourself so that you can get past your struggles, find your confidence, and reach your goals. So go ahead and subscribe if that sounds like your kind of content. Stay creative, and I hope to see you again soon.